Azure Cosmos DB is a fully managed NoSQL database for modern application development. To start creating a Cosmos DB, you need an Azure account, a database, and then you add containers to that. Containers are like tables in SQL databases, and it holds the items that we want to store. When building applications, it's ideal to have these accounts and containers get set up using your build deploy pipeline. This makes it reliable and also a repetitive process of creating these resources. Azure Resource Manager Templates, also known as ARM templates, helps us create these resources on build deploy pipelines. This is also referred to as infrastructure as code when you create your infrastructure using code. In this video, let's learn how to create an ARM template to create an Azure account, a database, and add multiple containers to them. You can use this template ongoing on your application development and keep adding more containers to it. Let's head off to the console where I have a new directory called Cosmos. This has no files, so let's open this up in Visual Studio Code and start adding files to it. I'll use code and give dot to open the current folder. This opens up the current folder in Visual Studio Code. Let's add a new file and name this Azure Deploy.json. This is where we are going to create our Azure Resource Manager template. If you're new to Azure Cosmos DB, I highly recommend checking out the resource model to get an overall idea on how the resource is structured. As you can see here, it has a database account, has a database under that, and containers to them. The items gets added to the containers, and that's where we store our documents or the data that we require. So for the ARM template, we'll first need to create the account, then the database, and then the containers. So let's see how we can do that. There are multiple ways to author an ARM template. In this video, I will use Visual Studio Code as the editor. You can also do this using Visual Studio. I have a similar video linked here and in the description below, which shows you exactly how to do this from Visual Studio. To author from VS Code, you need to install an extension, Azure Resource Manager ARM Tools by Microsoft. You can do that from Visual Studio Code itself or install it from here. To do that from Visual Studio Code, let's switch back to Code and go to the Extension tab and search for ARM. This will show you the template that we just saw earlier. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Make sure you have this installed. Since I have it already installed, let's close this and go back to Azure Deploy.json file. To start creating the Azure Resource Manager template, let's type in ARM. This is going to prompt a list of snippets that's available to create the ARM templates. Let's choose the first snippet that comes here, which creates the resource template structure. So this has all the elements that a resource has. To create resources, we need to add it under the resources section. This is an array, so it can take multiple resources. To create an Azure Cosmos DB account under the resources, let's type in ARM and Cosmos account. This is going to add a Cosmos account to the list of resources. So let's first do that. This prompts you to add in a Cosmos DB account name. However, we don't want to hardcode this name inside the template. We would like to configure this and be different based on the environment that we deployed to. So let's add them as parameters. To add a new parameter, go up to the parameter section and then type in new parameter. This is going to add in a new parameter. So let's name this account name. We can also add in the description and say this is the Cosmos DB account name. To start using the parameters, we can use the parameters function. To call a function, we need to have a square bracket. So let's first add the square bracket and call in parameters function. We can then pass in the parameter name, which in this case is the account name. So let's choose that and go down. Here at the location, you can see this is already using a function and uses the resource group, which gets the current resource group this template is getting deployed to. We will see that in a moment later. It uses the location of the resource group itself. So let's scroll down again. You can see here the default consistency level is set to eventual, and also we have a location name in here. Let's use that to be the same location as before. So let's copy that and change this location 1 to that from the resource group. We don't need any IP range filter for now, so let's remove that node. We'll keep the database account as standard, and let's remove the table capabilities since we will add SQL API in this example. So let's remove that as well and keep the capabilities as empty. Now we have a Cosmos account getting created and it uses a parameter account name. So let's go to the next step and add a Cosmos database. To do that, go to the end of this current resource and use a comma and start typing in ARM. So let's add a Cosmos SQL database. So we can scroll down and come to the Azure Cosmos SQL database. Selecting that is going to scaffold the template for a Cosmos database. We need to specify the account name again because that's where we're going to create this database under. So let's delete the account name and use that from the parameters functions. Note here I'm using the multiple edit feature. So let's specify account name in this case. Here you can notice that the depends on is also mentioning a resource ID. This indicates that this current resource, which is the database, depends on the account to be created. Here it's missing a square bracket, so let's add that and make sure this is again used as a function. Going back, we can see that this also requires a database name. To do that, let's add a new parameter, which is the database name. So let's scroll up to the parameters section and create a new parameter. Let's call this database name, and you can also add in a description if required. Let's specify this is the Cosmos database name. So let's scroll down and use this database name from the parameters. So again, we can use parameters and specify database name. We didn't have to add an extra square brackets here because this is already inside a function concat, which is concatenating the account name and the database name. Scrolling down, we have the ID being set to the database name. So let's replace this to use it from the parameters. So let's say the function square bracket, parameters, and database name. Let's leave the rest as default and go to creating containers inside the database. To create a container, again type in ARM Cosmos container, and you can choose the Cosmos SQL container because that's the database that we have just added. So let's select that, which is going to scaffold that template. Here you can see this is a concatenation of the account name, database name, and also a container name. So let's start replacing this again from the parameters. So for account name, it's going to be parameters of account name. We have that again in here. So let's replace it here as well. Parameters of account name. For database name, let's use parameters. So let's parameters of database name. So let's specify that. We have a database name getting used here as well. So let's wrap this around with the parameters function to use the database name from the parameters. Let's make sure we have the right name here and also in here. So there is an extra dash. So let's remove that. Now we have the database name and account name getting used from parameters. Note here, the container is depending on the database to be created. So this database is concatenated using the ID of the account name and the database itself. And the database we earlier saw is depending on the DB account being created. Each of these resources is going to get created sequentially. To specify a container, we need a container name. If we scroll down, we can also see that this requires a partition key. For this example, we don't need to have any indexing. So let's remove the included paths for the indexing and also the excluded paths. So let's clean that up. For the container parameter, let's use an object so that we can have the container name and also the partition key in the same parameter. To do that, let's scroll up again and under the database name to add a new parameter for the container, let's again use the new parameter and specify container. This is going to be of type object. So instead of string, we can use object. We can also add in a default value. So this will represent how this object structure looks like. So let's add in a name and a partition key. So let's say name. In this case, let's give my container as the default value and also a partition key. So let's name this partition key and have the value as slash partition key 1. So we have a default value getting set and we have a container object. Let's start using this inside our template. Let's remove the container name hard-coded value here and use it from the parameters. So let's specify parameters.container and use the dot to get the name property. Similarly, in the partition key, let's replace this value to get it from the container again. So let's specify parameters of container and say dot partition key. When building applications, you often need more than one container. However, in this, we are only creating one container with this parameter. We could start duplicating this container section and add more parameters for the new containers that you create. But that becomes a bit repetitive. So what we ideally want is to specify the container as a list of container objects. And then we can iterate this template section using those objects inside that. So let's see how we can do that. Scrolling up to the parameters, let's rename this to be containers because this has multiple containers. Let's change this description to be Cosmos containers. Now since this is going to be an array, let's change this from object and specify array. Let's also update the default value to be an array. So let's add a square bracket before the object value. This defines this to be an array of name and partition key objects. So we can scroll down and start using this inside the Cosmos container template section. Looks like here we are missing the database name, so let's fix that. This is now complaining that the container parameter is not defined because we just renamed it to be containers. To repeat this section, based on the number of objects, let's use the copy element. So let's add in copy element and specify a few properties on that. The important property is count, which says the number of times that this section has to be copied over. This is going to be based on the length of the containers property. So let's use the function and specify length and also get in the parameters and get the containers. So based on the number of objects that you have inside the containers property, this is going to repeat this particular section. Let's make sure we have a comma and also we can specify a name here. So let's specify a container copy. Let's make sure to add the missing colon here and this looks good to go. To start using the names and partition keys from the parameters, let's rename this to be containers. However, we need to index this particular array based on the index it is in. So we'll use the square bracket to index and use the copy index function. This is going to define the index based on the iteration that this particular template is on. So when you have two objects inside containers, this particular resource template is going to be copied 2 times, and the first time it's going to get the first index and then the second one. So it will get the appropriate object from the containers parameter. Similarly, for the partition key, let's fix this parameter name to be containers and use the square bracket and define the copy index function. We also have it specifying the ID, so let's replace it there too. So let's use it from parameters, specify containers, give the square bracket to index, use the copy index function, and then specify dot name. Now we have our ARM template defined. So let's scroll up. In the parameters section, to extract these parameters into an external file, click the select or create a parameter file to enable full validation link on top of here. And also choose all the parameters or only a specific parameters. Let's choose all and it creates a new file which is named Azure deploy.parameters. Let's save this and this is created inside the same folder. Let's remove the to-do comments and add in appropriate values. Since we want to replace this inside the Azure DevOps pipeline, let's add a specific pattern so that we can replace this using variables. So I will use hash and hash. So anything that starts with a hash and ends with an hash will be replaced from the variables. So let's name this as ARM underscore account name. You can name this whatever you want and keep the variables in DevOps similar. I have used ARM underscore just for consistency and making it explicit that this is an ARM template variable. Similarly, for the database name, let's use hash and specify ARM underscore database name. So we have the account name and the database name getting replaced from the Azure DevOps variables. For containers, we will leave it in the template itself because these containers names are what your application is going to use, and this is going to be the same regardless of the environment that you deploy it to. To make sure that the copy iteration is working fine, let's also add one more object into the containers section. So let's call this myContainer2 and the first one as myContainer1. Let's use this as partition key 2. So let's make sure we save this. Now that we have the template and the parameters file created, let's push this up into an Azure repository. So let's go back to the Visual Studio Code. Let's git init a repository and git add all the files. Let's commit these files and add in a message saying created ARM Cosmos template. Inside Azure DevOps, I already have a repository Cosmos created under my YouTube samples project. A link will be there in the description below and it is accessible publicly. So let's copy this to push an existing repository from the command line, go back to the command line and paste it inside there. So let's push this up and we can see the code reflecting here once we refresh the page. So we have the Azure deploy.json and the parameters file in here. To set up a build pipeline, let's switch to the pipelines section and add a new pipeline. So let's click the new pipeline, select Azure Repos Git and choose the appropriate repository. In this case, Cosmos, which is where I just pushed the code up. Let's select the starter pipeline and clear the existing steps because we don't need any of them. To add a new step, let's use the show assistant where you can easily search and add the steps. Since all we have is two JSON files, we can simply copy this into the staging directory and publish them as an artifact. To do that, let's first use the copy task and use the copy files. Let's leave the source folder as blank because that's the root folder. We only want to copy files that starts with Azure Deploy because that's how our files are named here. So let's make sure we copy all the files that starts with Azure Deploy. So let's say Azure Deploy star. For the target folder, we can specify the staging directory itself. So let's copy this build parameter, which is by default there in DevOps. So let's use that as the target folder, which is the build artifact staging directory. Let's make sure that the cursor is in the right position and click add. This adds a step inside the template. To publish this directory for the build output, let's add a new step. Again, in the tasks, let's search for publish task and choose the publish build artifacts. This is by default publishing the artifacts staging directory, which is where we've copied these files to. Let's keep the defaults as is, make sure that the cursor is in the right position and click add again. We have the build pipeline set up, so let's save this and run. This prompts you to submit a pull request or submit it directly to the master branch. I have a separate video on how to raise pull request and walks you through the whole process. For now, let's create it to the master branch itself. So let's save and run. This triggers a new build. If you want to see the details of the steps, you can click this job section. As you can see, this is currently queued and waiting for a build agent. The build has started and also completed since there is not much happening in this build. You can see that it has copying the two files, which is our Azure deploy.json and Azure deploy.parameters.json. Let's go back to the jobs summary and we can see the artifacts in here. Let's expand it and make sure to see that those two files are there in the drop. To create a release pipeline, let's head back to the releases section and create a new release. So let's click new and new release pipeline. Similar to selecting the starter template, here we can select an empty job. Let's name this stage as test because that's where we are going to deploy to. Let's close this. Make sure to name this pipeline to be Cosmos ARM template. Let's choose an artifact that we need to release. In this case, this is the build artifact from the Cosmos build pipeline that we just created. Let's select that and click add. This is going to associate this particular artifact with this release. We can click this icon here to enable continuous deployment. So anytime we have a new build getting created on the Cosmos build pipeline and a new artifact getting generated, this release will automatically be triggered. You can add filters in here, but let's leave it for all builds. Let's close this and start adding new tasks inside this stage. Let's use the plus icon to start adding tasks. To start with, we need to replace the parameters file with the variables from the pipeline. So we can add variables inside the variables section on top of this particular release definition. So let's click that and click add. So we have ARM underscore account name as one of our parameters. To make sure, let's switch back and use the name ARM underscore account name. This has capital N, so let's fix that. The account name needs to be unique inside Azure. Let's try and specify a unique name. So let's specify Rahul, YouTube, Cosmos, and give a test to indicate this is the test stage. So let's choose the correct stage here and then add the ARM underscore database name, which is for our database. So let's copy that to make sure we have the right database. This is unique only inside the Cosmos account. So let's say my database. Also choose test since this is only applicable for the test scope. Let's go back to task and start adding tasks to this. To replace variables, let's search for the replace token task. I have this already installed, which is why I have the add button. Otherwise, you would get a prompt to install, very similar to like this, which says get it for free or based on the pricing. This particular task is free, so you can add it for free as long as you have the appropriate rights to your account. So let's choose add. That's going to add this into the tasks list here. Let's configure the properties. So let's select a root directory by choosing this ... section in here. We can choose the build and the drop folder and click OK. For the target files, let's specify the parameters file because that's where we want to replace these parameters. So let's switch back, make sure we have the correct file name, copy that from there and paste it inside here. We can leave the rest as default, come down into advanced and specify the token prefix and suffix. We used hash and hash as the prefix and the suffix. Let's remove the extra braces from here and then add the next step. We can click the plus icon and choose for ARM. This is going to create the ARM template deployment task into this list of tasks. So let's add this and start configuring that. First, let's specify the Azure Resource Manager connection, which is already set up for my account. If not, you can use the Manage button here to set up the appropriate connections. Let me choose the professional account and choose the appropriate subscription, in this case professional. Let's leave the action as create or update because that's what we are trying to do. You can also delete resource groups inside this step, but let's leave it with create. Let's give the resource group a name. So let's say delete and say test. I'm using delete so that I don't forget to delete this after this demo. Let's use location so you can search the list of locations available from here. I will use Australia for now. For the artifact, this is a linked artifact, so we can use the browse button here to choose the template. Let's select the drop folder and the Azure deploy.json template file. Click OK. And the template parameters file, which is in the same location, with the Azure deploy.parameters.json file. Note, by this step, the parameters file would already have the variables replaced in the previous step from the variables that we added. Let's leave the deployment mode as incremental, which will only add resources if it's fine missing. If there are existing resources, it will just ignore that resource section. Everything else looks good, so let's make sure to save this and create a new release. Let's click the Create Release button and then select the test stage and click Create. This has created a new release and let's go to that to see for details. Let's click the Deploy button to start the deployment. This release is currently queued and waiting for an Azure agent to be allocated. The release step has started, so you can click into the tasks to see the full details. The release is in progress. Now you can see that it's downloading the Cosmos artifact, which we linked to the build template, and then it has the two other steps, which is to replace the tokens and also deploy the ARM template. If you expand the replace tokens, you can see that it's replaced two of the tokens inside that file, which is the account name and the database name. So let's go back and see the ARM template deployment step. This is going to take a few minutes because it needs to create the Cosmos account, the database, and then the containers. From the subsequent releases, this will be much faster because it does not have to create the account and the database. If you want to see the deployment progress of this ARM template, you can do that from the Azure portal. So while this release is happening, let's switch to my Azure subscription. Let's refresh my resource groups. This would have created a delete_test, which we just specified. So let's click that. And under the deployments section, you can see all the current deployments happening to this resource group. So you can see that this is having an Azure deploy and an ID. This ID, which ends with a 55DD, is exactly the same as you have in here. So this is creating the deployment name, and you can see that inside the portal. So if you click in here, you can see the details of the resources that is getting created. So you can see it's currently creating the Rahul YouTube Cosmos test, and that is okay. You can see that the account is created successfully and it's moved on to create the database. Once the database is created, you can see that both the containers are getting created at the same time because they are not dependent on each other. They are both only dependent on the database, which in turn was dependent on the Cosmos account. So this says your deployment is complete. If we switch back to DevOps, you can see that this will also finish in a moment. The release has succeeded, and we can see the release details inside here. So let's switch back to the Azure portal, go to the resource group, and make sure we have the Cosmos account set up as we wanted. So we have Rahul YouTube Cosmos test account created, which has a database inside that. To see that, let's open the Data Explorer. Since we specified a SQL database, you can see SQL API being specified here, and it also has the database created. If we expand it, we can see the two containers, my container 1 and my container 2. This also has the appropriate items and the partition key getting set. So for container 2, this will be partition key 2. We have successfully set up a build deploy pipeline using the ARM template and created the required Azure Cosmos DB resources. If you want to deploy this into a new stage, let's say once you have tested, you want to promote this into production. So let's switch back to the Cosmos ARM template. Let's edit this template. Let's make sure we fix the typo. Here we have an A missing. To create a new stage, let's come here and clone this particular test step because all the properties are going to be exactly similar. Let's click this lightning icon to remove the relationship. So we can say that this is always manual. So I'll have to manually promote this into this new stage. So let's click this again and name the stage as prod, which is for production. Let's close this. Go into the tasks. To replace the variables, you need to now add the new variables. So as soon as we created a new stage, it has copied over all the existing values and set it to the scope prod. So let's remove this, name this simply Cosmos, and name this as my database itself. Let's come back to tasks. Under the ARM template deployment, let's choose a new resource group. So here, instead of delete test, let's name it delete prod. The rest is still the same, so let's save this and create a new release. We have release 2 created. Here we can see both the stages, the test and the prod. By default, it gets triggered into test, but you can manually trigger this into the prod as well. So let's click deploy, which starts the prod deployment as well. The test is in progress, so if we were to click into that, this time this is going to quickly complete because there are no resources that needs to be created. However, in the prod stage, this is still going to take some time to set up all these accounts. For the prod step, similarly it's replacing the Azure deploy parameters and then starting the ARM template file deployment. So let's wait for that to complete. With the magic of video editing, I have skipped forward in time and we have the prod deployment complete. So let's switch to the Azure portal, go to the resource groups, let's refresh this, and we have the delete prod resource group created. Let's click that. You can see the deployments inside here as before, and you can see also the statuses. So let's go to the database. Let's go to the overview and select the Cosmos account. This time it has created Rahul YouTube Cosmos without the test name because it's used variables from the prod stage. Let's make sure inside the Database Explorer we have a SQL API. It's also created the My Database and the 2 containers inside that. Now let's say while you're building your application, you want to add one more container. So let's go back to our template. Inside the parameters, let's copy this object and repeat that again. So let's say my container 3 and partition key 3. So we've added a new container while we are building our application. Let's commit this. So you can also do that from Visual Studio Code. So let's say added container 3 and commit this. So let's say yes. Before we push this, we need to pull down the changes that we added to the repository, which is adding the YML file for the build template. So let's make sure to do a git pull and then push up the changes that we just added. Let's switch back to DevOps. Inside the pipelines, we can see this would have automatically triggered a new build for Cosmos. The build is successful, which should have automatically triggered a new release. So let's go to Cosmos ARM template and you can see the release 3 is automatically created. Let's go into test, which is currently queued. This time, since it doesn't have to create the Cosmos account or the database, it's going to be much faster. So let's refresh this. You can see the ARM template deployment has started. If we switch back to the Azure resource group, go to the test that we created and go under deployments, you can see a new deployment being created here. If we click in, you can see the details. You can also see the operation details inside of here. Let's switch back to DevOps and wait for this release to complete. The release is successful, so let's switch back to the Azure portal, go into the delete test resources and go to overview and select the Cosmos account. If we go into the data explorer, we should now be able to see the new container being created inside here. So the database name is still the same and we have my container 3 which has the value of partition key 3. So you can see this is created successfully. So as you build your application, if you want to add more containers, all you need to do is just update the parameters file and it's going to get automatically created. This provides a seamless experience very similar to when using DBup for SQL databases. If we switch back to DevOps and go to the Cosmos ARM template, you can manually promote this into the production build, as you did before. The Cosmos ARM template that we created has a few old API references. So if you look at this, this has an API version of 2019. You can update this manually to have the newer API references as well. However, the default extension does not have it updated, which is why you're seeing these old versions. If you remove these versions here, you can see the updated versions available inside of that, and you can choose that as you require. Some of these template structures might change and also a few additional properties, but you should be able to find that out by yourself. If you're new to ARM templates, you can also check out the Azure Quick Start templates. This allows you to deploy Azure resources easily from the UI itself. The template that we just saw for Cosmos is also submitted inside here. So if you come here and search for Cosmos, you can see the template that's submitted by me. You can also find the link to this template in the description below. This allows you to directly deploy it to Azure and also browse the source on GitHub. I hope this helps you to understand more about ARM templates, Cosmos DB, and also set up a build deploy pipeline for your Cosmos DB resources. Without having to change anything or manually logging into the Azure portal, we are now able to create Cosmos containers. This allows seamless deployment and application development. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button. If you want to be notified of future such videos, please make sure to hit subscribe. Thank you and see you soon.